Welcome to program 4 of your 30 and 30. Let's get started, everyone. So first exercise of today is going to be hip flexion at 30 degrees. So set that bar up at 30 degrees, and it's time to get going. Left leg first.
Engage.
Driving right up, everybody. So with hip flexion at 30 degrees, what we want you to focus on is your base leg first. Keep your right butt cheek crazy tight, right quad totally engaged, and then drive that left leg through the crossbar. Keep that quad nice and tight, full dorsiflexion, so you just want to make sure you're pulling that foot back towards that lower leg, standing up nice and tall. So what we do not want to see is you're leaning back, because that makes it a lot easier.
15 seconds remaining.
We do not want that, so keep that nice and tight. Right quad engaged, right glute engaged, everyone. Driving that leg straight through the whole time. Hands in prayer position.
3, 2, 1.
Great job, everyone.
Rest.
That's one down, 29 to go. So what we have next, same exercise on the opposite side. So we're just gonna bring that right leg forward, keep that left leg, that base of support. So tighten your base first,
Engage.
motion second.
Drive.
Driving all the way through. So focus on that left butt cheek, left quad, get that nice and tight. Press that foot down into the ground to give you a nice base of support, and then exert more force. Remember with 30 and 30, now that we're in program 4, we want 100% effort. We don't want you to take time and rest if you don't need to. Try to persevere, try to keep pushing forward through the entire time. Lock that knee out, keep that
15 seconds
muscle
remaining.
engaged, so that quadriceps engaged, your hip is engaged, your butt is nice and tight. Drive right through the whole time, everybody. Do not let up. Pull that foot back, keep it engaged.
3, 2, 1.
Amazing.
Rest.
Oh, next exercise, one of my favorites. It's a one leg squat with a standing leg curl. So you're just gonna squat down and curl one leg straight up.
Ready.
So it's kind of like you're doing a
Engage.
deadlift. You're gonna shift your body weight just a little bit, and you're gonna curl that heel up towards your bum. So just bringing that heel right towards your butt. Lock that knee out, or sorry, keep that knee bent, pulling straight up the whole time. Heel comes, get that heel closer to your bum. There we go. And you wanna be pulling up on that crossbar. All the way through, everybody. Pulling up, drive that front leg down.
15 seconds remaining.
Keep it going, keep it going. Keep that heel coming towards your bum.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent.
Rest.
And we're gonna do that exact same exercise on the other side. For safety reasons, I'm gonna do it with my shoelace because I kind of stepped on it. And there we go. So if you guys have shoelaces on, just make sure you don't step on it. Let's go, let's do this on the exact same thing on the other side. Chest up nice and high. Pull that heel towards your bum. Drive that right leg down. Thinking about doing that spinal extension at the same time. Now remember, you want to close that distance between that knee, that lower leg and that upper leg, causing that knee flexion. Right, that's going to fire up that glute and that hamstring, as well as your calf. Drive that foot down, pulling up on that crossbar.
15 seconds.
Keep going,
remaining.
everybody. You got 15 seconds left. We want you to maximize that effort. Drive that foot down, curl that heel as close to your bum as you can. Keep going, everybody.
3,
all the way through, all the way
2,
through, all the way
1.
through. And rest. Well done. Next, we have a deadlift. So hands over top. You guys have done this now. It's one of our main exercises we love.
Engage.
Squatting down, chest up nice and high, ripping that bar off the machine. Drop your bum, chest up nice and high. Drive those feet down, everybody. Pulling up as hard as you can. Weight distributed to the midfoot. So we don't want you too far forward on your toes or too far back on your heel. Drive those legs down. Firm grasp on the bar, pulling up. Just focus on pulling straight up, everyone. So it's not about leaning back at all. It's about driving straight up
15
towards the
seconds
ceiling.
remaining.
Keep it going, everybody. All the way through. Pulling, 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 pulling. Let's go, everyone.
3, 2, 1.
Amazing job.
Rest.
Next, we have standing hip abduction. Hands in prayer position, bring that leg straight out. Now remember, you don't have to adjust bar at all in program 4.
Ready.
So you guys can actually enjoy these rests.
Engage.
Lock that
Drive.
knee out, keep that butt engaged. Focusing on that right hip structure. So all through here, driving out through that crossbar. Lock that knee out, drive right through the entire time. Ankle, remember, get that ankle into that sort of dorsiflex position, pulling it back. That just helps transfer force better up the chain. Keep those elbows tight to your body. What we do not want to see is we do not want to see that
15
right elbow
seconds
migrating out to the
remaining.
side. So hold that firm. And if you press your hands together, fires up your chest as well, so you can get an upper body workout as you're doing your hip abductors. Driving all the way
3,
out.
2, 1. Rest.
Enjoy that rest, everybody. We're gonna turn around, we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, so it's hands in prayer position, just focus on that left hip, and then we're just gonna bring that right
Ready.
leg straight out to the side, everyone.
Engage. Drive.
Keep that quad tight, so that terminal knee extension, once again, what that means, just to refresh you, lock that knee out. Lock the support knee out. Drive that leg straight through. Keep those elbows in tight, pressing those hands together in prayer position. Dorsiflexed ankle. All the way through, that quad is nice and tight. Now remember, try to keep those big toes perfectly
15
aligned.
seconds remaining.
All the way through, keep it going, everybody. Keep that elbow in. I know by now you're probably getting slack trying to bring it out because you're getting a little fatigued. Don't be that person, let's go.
3, 2, 1.
And
Rest.
relax. Next we have a split lunge. So we're just gonna step over top of the bar, back foot off the platform, front foot on top. We're gonna start with that left leg. Just make sure if you have one of
Ready.
these wonderful pads, just
Engage.
grab outside of it.
Drive.
And we don't, with this one, we don't want to go straight up. We want to go sort of forward up, probably about a 15, 20 degree angle from straight up. So we're keeping that left hip loaded and we're driving that left leg down, firm grasp. Body is forward leaned up over top of that hip. So it's kind of like you're doing a nice hip hinge. And you're going to drive right through that left hip. Right leg, virtually no body weight on it. So it's basically just
15
hovering,
seconds
well, touching, but
remaining.
hovering off the ground. So most of that weight is on that front leg. Firm grasp on that bar. What's gonna happen is you're gonna start to wanna open up that hand. Don't do that, firm grasp.
3, 2, 1.
Well done,
Rest.
everybody. Great job. I'm gonna switch to the opposite side. Just remember, when you're lifting that foot up and over the crossbar, just be mindful that it is there. You don't want to trip over it.
Ready.
So
Engage.
everything else,
Drive.
just on the right side. So body hinges forward over top, chest up nice and high, firm grasp on the crossbar. And you want to drive up through that right hip. That right quad is kind of saying hello to you guys. Try to find a little bit more plantar flexion by bringing that lower leg over top of your foot. That'll help with that sort of forward lean. Focus on your breath. So we don't want you guys holding your breath at all at any point in time while
15 seconds
doing the
remaining.
30 and 30 programming. Firm grasp, right? Don't let those fingers open up. Keep going, everybody. The chest up nice and high. Keep that body
3,
forward, don't straighten
2,
up.
1. Rest.
Excellent job. Last leg exercise of the day, prone hamstring curl. So we're gonna have you lying down on your front, right? So on the long side of the platform, you want the crossbar right at
Ready.
your calcaneus. So you're gonna
Engage.
slide forward a little bit more.
Drive.
Curl those heels up towards your bum. You wanna drive your upper leg into the platform. That way you don't end up lifting the MSK off the ground. Driving those heels up, full plantar flexion. So try to pull that foot towards that lower shin. From here, tightening those hamstrings, right? Keep your bum nice and tight, drive those heels up, drive that thigh down. Keep going, everyone.
15 seconds remaining.
Pulling harder. You guys will feel that all down through your lower leg. You guys are doing absolutely fantastic. It's So after this, we got a pike series. We got a whole bunch of them today.
2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
So we're just gonna adjust that bar to 45 degrees. Just gonna spin over, lying down on your back. You wanna keep your bum a little bit further back on the platform to challenge
Ready.
yourself a little bit further.
Engage.
Legs reach up.
Drive.
The bar placement is gonna be slightly below your knee. When you're looking at it this way, it looks like it's above your knee a little bit. So just driving right through. What I don't recommend is I don't recommend placing the bar at your knee. It's not that comfortable. So if you need to bring it above your thigh or above your knee on your thigh, do that. Really depends on your body size. Driving right through. Focus on your breathing. Now the goal here is to bring your rib cage closer to your hip bone.
Remaining.
Driving right through the whole time. Keep those legs nice and tight together. So you want to make it a little bit harder. Emphasize squeezing your legs, lock those quads out, driving
3,
right up.
2, 1.
Well done, everybody.
Rest.
Next exercise, 60-degree pike. So virtually everything is still the exact same. Just adjust that bar placement up one level and do the same exercise. So legs come up
Ready.
on this side of the bar,
Engage.
squeeze your legs together, arms out
Drive.
straight, crunching up. Feet position, focus on dorsiflexion. So we're pulling that shin down or foot down towards that shin. Elbows locked out, rib cage closer to that pelvis. Drive right through, everybody. And as you guys are feeling, program 4 starts to get for real. It's not like program 3. Program 3, well, I was gonna say, is a little bit easier. You know, that's obviously open up to interpretation
15
and
seconds
your personal strengths.
remaining.
But each successive program gets a little bit harder. Keep going, everybody. Driving right through.
3, 2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
Next exercise is a 90-degree pike. So we're just gonna dive to the other side of the machine. Just watch your head as you move through. Bar up straight. And depending on your arm length, either set it up at 90 or
Ready.
80. It's really about having your legs
Engage.
straight up and crunching right through. Now with this one, remember that wrist position. We don't want to be bending that wrist and hooking underneath. We want to drive through that crossbar the whole time. Thighs tight. Feet pull down into that dorsiflex position, right? So once again, pull down. Lock the knees out. Squeeze those legs together, drive right through the crossbar. All the way through, everybody. Keep those abs engaged. Thighs
15
are
seconds
tight.
remaining.
Right to the end. Now, one thing you guys have heard from me, I haven't given any breaks, and you shouldn't be
3,
taking them.
2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
Next, we're gonna be doing a seated trunk rotation. So sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna bring those legs 45 degrees towards the left, upper body, arms straight, and they're gonna rotate
Ready.
around, coming into the right
Engage.
uprights.
Drive.
Driving right through, squeeze those legs together, basically challenge your balance, bring your feet apart if you want basically to generate more force. I'll let you guys to decide with that one. Abs tight, focus on compressing your abdominal wall by tightening your core, driving those arms through the uprights. Squeeze those legs together if you're doing that. If your legs are wide in a V, tighten your thighs. Driving all the way through. We're just focused on bringing that rib
15
cage
seconds remaining.
around to the back of the body, the opposite side to the front of the body. Really trying to create that sort of rotation around that midsection. Drive right through, everyone. Squeeze
3,
those legs.
2, 1.
Fantastic job.
Rest.
Same thing on the other side. You're gonna bring those legs across to the right. Upper body is then going to rotate to the left.
Ready. Engage. Drive.
Driving right through, up tall through that midsection. Squeeze those legs. Same commentary. If you want to generate a little bit more force, bring your legs into a V. If you want to challenge your stability a little bit more, bring your legs together. So the power output will drop when you're challenging your base, when you're challenging your balance. For the base of support, if it's bigger, you'll generate a lot more force. So let's say you're a golfer, baseball player, great exercise.
15 seconds
Quarterback,
remaining.
you know, anyone who has to generate huge amounts of trunk rotation. Could be a triathlete, right, with swimming. hugely important exercise for all of you guys. Drive those arms across.
2, 1.
And
Rest.
relax. Next exercise is called the torsion crunch. We're gonna adjust that bar down to 30 degrees. We're gonna place the right leg underneath.
Ready.
Right leg comes underneath.
Engage. Drive.
And what you wanna do, elbow at 90 degrees, you're driving across into the upright. So we can either A, press it into the side surface, or if we really want to challenge it, what we'll do is come underneath it, and then you drive up. But what we want to do is we're going to make it a little bit easier for you today because it's a brand new exercise, so bring that back underneath, rotating across. So drive that leg across, drive that arm
15
across.
seconds remaining.
Keep it going, everybody. Now what we don't want you to do with that foot is we don't want you to be pushing on that upright. It is driving across into that
3, 2,
crossbar.
1.
And relax.
Rest.
Now what we want to do is spin around to the opposite side. So that left leg is going to come underneath. And then your right elbow is going to bend to 90 degrees, rotating that upper body
Ready.
towards that left.
Engage. Drive.
Driving right through. All right, so we're just gonna keep this variation for this side. So we're just driving that left leg straight across. You're gonna feel that a little bit in your inner thigh, that's fine. You're gonna drive that elbow across towards that towards that left position. Focus on that right side of the abdominal wall. Drive that support leg down, keep it nice and tight. Keep that bum engaged the whole time.
15 seconds remaining.
Keep going, everybody. And I want you to just generate more force and put forth more effort into this all the way through. Keep going, everybody. After
3,
this exercise,
2, 1.
and relax, we're gonna adjust that bar back up to 90 degrees. We're gonna do what's called flexduction. So we're gonna achieve that sort of cross position. Squeeze your legs together, and as one unit, raise them up 20 degrees. Drive into the side wall.
Drive.
So with your arms, pressing them down. And what we want you to do with your knees, we don't want them rotated towards that right position. We want them up straight. So for some of you at home, you're gonna have to actually rotate them back to the left a little bit. Drive those legs through the uprights. Press those hands into the ground, everybody. Keep going, abs engaged. Squeeze those thighs together. Pull those feet back. Make sure that outside leg is locked out the whole time. People tend to sort of bend that left leg. We don't want that. Stay engaged. Press those legs right across. Press those hands down. Get a couple seconds left.
2,
Keep going.
1. Rest.
And relax. Do that on the other side. Spin around. Set your body up. Coming into that T position.
Ready.
Squeeze those legs, raise them up 20,
Drive.
Bring across. Keep it going, everybody, full dorsiflexion. So where we're focused on is we're focused on that left abdominal wall. All right, so you're gonna feel a little bit in that rectus abdominis and a whole bunch in those obliques. Drive those arms down. As you drive those arms down, it's gonna fire up that posterior deltoid and your triceps. You're also gonna notice your spine extends a little bit. That is fine. The goal is not necessarily to flatten out your back with this, is to raise those legs and pull them across. Lock those knees out, squeeze those thighs, everybody. Keep going, everybody. All the way to the end. Lock those knees out, press those hands down.
3, 2, 1.
Great job,
Rest.
everybody. Next, we have a V crunch. So we're gonna adjust that bar down to 30 degrees. Very similar to the full crunch we did on program 1. Legs come underneath, but we're gonna sit in a V this time, so feet together, knees wide. Crunching up, get those elbows on that crossbar. Crunching right through. So this gets into that muscle called your psoas. It's, for the most part, a lot of people have had a hate on for the psoas for years. This will help you sit up nice and tall, take away a lot of that lower back pain if you get this muscle stronger. Now you need to progress it appropriately with this program. Right, so because it's a new exercise, don't try too hard on day 1.
15 seconds remaining.
Day 2, give it all you got. Stay in there, everybody, let's go. Crunching up. All the way through. Drive those legs in, drive those legs in. Drive those elbows through the crossbar. Well done. That's the last abdominal exercise. We're gonna roll over. We got our fabulous push-up coming up next. So up on your toes, watch your head as you dive underneath, as always. Hands at the edge of the platform.
Engage.
What we wanna do is just pushing up, driving up. Now with the push-up, it never gets easier. You get stronger, you push harder. It's gonna give you 100% of your effort. So cool thing about the push-up is if you need to drop to your knees because you're just trying harder, we're okay with that. But what we want you to do is just push as hard as you can. And if you need to, well, I'm not gonna say it, but just don't do it. Just drive all the way through. You got a couple seconds left. As this woman will say, you got 15 seconds. Push, keep pushing, 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 pushing. All the way through, you got 8 seconds left, everybody. Drive that floor away. Driving up into that crossbar as hard as you can.
3, 2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
You guys will love this next exercise. You got to lie down on your stomach the whole time. Slide forward just a little bit. The only problem is it's a shoulder retraction exercise. So what we want to do is drive those elbows up into the crossbar, and it's going to be challenging for your respiration.
Engage.
So you just had lunch, just be careful.
Drive.
Driving right up. Right, so you lower arm. What you want to do is you want to have that lower arm perpendicular to the ground. So that basically just hangs underneath your elbow. And you're retracting and driving those elbows up. Great exercise for this muscle here called your rhomboid. Gets into your posterior deltoid, infraspinatus, all kinds of really cool muscles on the back side of that shoulder axis. Right, driving right up. Also, you need spinal extend. Right, so it's about raising that chest up to get that clearance for that lower arm. Driving all the way up, everybody. Keep those quads nice and tight. Your bum engaged as well. Driving all the way up. It's just crazy, crazy. Keep going, everybody.
3, 2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
We're gonna slide back. We got what's called a cobra. So what we want you to do is have your legs spread out in about 45 degrees. So you actually want a relatively wide stance. You're gonna externally rotate your hips. Your feet are gonna come up off the ground. You're gonna raise those arms up as high as you can.
Drive.
There we go. And really focus on externally rotating those hips to tighten that glute. Focus on spinal extension because we want to get that chest up as high as you guys can. Drive those arms up. The arms are kind of in a Y position, so they're not straight forward. They're slightly out to the sides. Make 2 fists and just drive up into the underbelly of that crossbar. So butt involved, lower back involved, shoulders. Tighten the elbows out. We want elbows locked out. Block the knees out. Turn those legs out as much as you can, everybody. All the way through. Keep driving, keep driving, keep driving. Get back in there if you guys need to. Lock those elbows out. Stay right there. Stay right there. Drive right up, everybody.
3, 2,
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Rest.
Chest press is next, everybody. So what we want you to do is lying on your back. The bar is still at 30 degrees, so you don't really have to adjust it. Just watch your head as you're coming underneath. Hands underneath. Arch your back slightly.
Ready.
Squeeze your legs to challenge that base.
Drive.
Shoving up towards that ceiling. Right? Great exercise for your chest, as you all know. Everyone loves a bench press. Driving right up, so working the pecs, working the triceps. Squeeze those legs together and just shove up as hard as you guys can. So the goal really is to drive your back down into the ground. So if you guys think that, you'll end up generating huge amounts of torque, right? Which is another fancy way of saying force, because torque is a rotational force. Driving right up. Keep going, everybody.
15 seconds.
Keep
remaining.
going, drive right through, right through, right through. Breathing, pressing that bar up towards that ceiling. 8,000 pounds. That's the amount of force we want you to generate. Keep going, everyone.
2, 1. Rest.
And relax. Next, we're gonna adjust that bar to 45 degrees. We've got a horizontal row next. So you can sort of just pull that chest up into the crossbar, feet on the ground, pulling right up towards that crossbar.
Drive.
Press those feet down, chest up nice and high. Drive those arms down. So we had 2 different options on this. We can either do it across the platform or we can spin around and have your feet on the other way. Your choice. Drive those hands down, elbows down, chest up nice and high. Abs engaged. Press those feet down, everybody. Breathing. Pulling up with that upper body. Drive those elbows down. We really want to focus on getting that rib cage all the way up to the top.
15 seconds.
All the way up, all the way
remaining.
up. Keep going, everybody. Breathing, 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 breathing. Keep going. Trying to close off that distance. If you're starting to pull away from that bar, pull harder. You got a couple seconds
3,
left.
2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
Standing up. What we have next is kneeling shoulder extension. So you want your pelvis up against that crossbar. Hands reach up over top. What you want to do is pressing back. So depending on your arm length, you might be at 30 or 45 degrees. Pressing those arms straight back. Pelvis, you want to drive your hips into that crossbar to get a whole bunch of restraint. So it's a great exercise for the tricep, sort of that posterior deltoid, which is that muscle on the back side of the shoulder, as well as your rhomboids, and really everything else that helps with shoulder extension. So your lats are involved, right? Drive that pelvis forward, drive those arms back, tighten up those triceps. Keep going, everybody. Lock those elbows out. Right, so if you guys got longer arms, you might be down at 30 degrees.
Remaining.
That's fine. Just make sure you make that adjustment for yourself. Driving those arms back. Keep going, everyone. Keep going, keep going. Want to crush that tricep.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent job,
Rest.
everyone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn around and we're going to do a kneeling bicep curl. So this time you kind of got your bum sort of wedged up against that platform. Not the platform, the crossbar.
Ready.
Hands over top.
Engage.
So it forces a fair bit of shoulder extension here. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to shove forward with that hand going forward. It's not really about lifting up, it's about shoving forward. Envision yourself going for playing bowling, right? If you go to bowl a ball, it's that forward motion. So we're challenging that bicep at that shoulder joint. We're challenging the bicep at the elbow joint, shoving forward, keeping that butt shoved back against, create the ultimate level of stability. And when you have stability, you have high force generation. Driving right forward, tightening those biceps. Keep going, everybody. Shoulder blades are retracted, driving forward with the hands all the way through.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent
Rest.
job. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to come out, we're going to come around the platform, we're going to do a push-pull. So you always want to keep that hand driving down into the platform. So we're going to start with that right hand down.
Engage.
Left arm pulls up first.
Drive.
So you want to have your hand directly underneath that elbow, driving that left elbow up. Press that right hand down. Right, so it's protraction on the right side, it's shoulder retraction, as well as shoulder extension on the left side. Pelvic position, we want to keep that pelvis level. We don't want that left butt cheek rising up at all. Drive those feet down, lock those knees out. Press harder into the ground.
15 seconds.
Pull up
remaining.
harder towards the ceiling, everyone. Keep those abs engaged the whole time. Tighten that core, get it strong. Keep pulling up, everyone. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Keep
3,
going, keep going.
2, 1.
And
Rest.
relax. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, everybody. So push, pull. This time, left hand is down, right arm grabs, right arm pulls up.
Ready.
Let's get in there.
Engage.
All the way up, everybody.
Drive.
We want to drive up. Keep that elbow driving up towards the ceiling. Left hand drives down, so it's that protraction on the left side, retraction on the right side, shoulder extension on the right side. Now keep that right butt cheek down. Don't want to pop that up at all. So keep that pelvis nice and level. Drive those feet down, everyone. Keep going all the way through. You got one exercise left today after this, so we expect you to give it
15
your all.
seconds remaining.
Driving right up, press that hand down. Abs engaged, tighten that core, everybody. Tighten it, keep that hip down. Keep that hip down, drive that elbow up. Stay in there. A couple more seconds, everyone.
3,
Press that hand
2,
down.
1.
Keep going.
Rest.
And rest. Skull crushers next. Adjust that bar to 30 degrees. Lying down on your back, just watch your head as you sort of slide in there. Grabbing the bar
Ready.
underneath. What you want to do is pressing up
Engage.
towards the ceiling.
Drive.
Elbows are in over top of the shoulders and pressing up as hard as you can. A little bit of scapular protraction so they come around a little bit. Drive those hands up. Tighten up that tricep. So the goal is to get your arms straight. The probability of that is next to 0. Driving right up, right up, right up. Keep it going, everybody. This is your last exercise of the day, and you want to have nice arms. You want to have that sleek, beautiful look for the
15
rest of the day.
seconds remaining.
Driving right up, everybody. Keep going. Tighten those abs. Squeeze those thighs together, don't be slack. You got a couple seconds left. All the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Keep pressing, 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 pressing.
Great job, you crushed it.
You guys did fantastic today. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you guys tomorrow.